everyone, Christina Talley, that trans geek girl, and we are here to do some announcements today. Nothing really major. Gonna talk about a couple things real quick. A couple of events with Realm of the Mist, which is our parent company currently, as well as a couple of explanations, a couple things that we have planned, a couple things that are in the works, things of that sort. Think of this as a promotional video, whatever. Things to that aspect. Pretty easy. So first thing, last year I did make an announcement that I would be doing a pretty awesome giveaway if we've got so many viewers or so many subscriptions on our YouTube channel. This is still going on. Just I wanted to give that update. So we hit 100 subscribers on our YouTube channel. Or, because we're also now dual publishing to Facebook as well on the Christina Talley page, which is at that trans geek girl. If we can get those counts on either channel, so in other words, if Facebook hits 100 likes, 100 follows or whatever it is on Facebook, I can't remember right now because or if they, or we get 100 subscriptions on YouTube. So one or the other here, so bear with me. So we can get to either of those goals. If we get Facebook, we will do an exclusive Facebook giveaway. When we get YouTube, same thing, an exclusive giveaway just for YouTube. So we got 2 giveaways lined up at this point. We also have a Patreon account going. The link is down in the description. Please, check it out. If you can afford to donate something, be most grateful, because I'm trying to move this show forward one way or another. As you can see, I still upgrade equipment on as soon as I can afford it. Like if you see the new mic here, I just dumped out my own personal cash to buy this microphone, for starters, which was not cheap, unfortunately. But I'm also trying to work right now, trying to figure out to get a camcorder because of some of the things we've done in the past, as well as some of the things I'm moving forward to do more of. Anyone who's been watching the show for a while remembers that last year I did a complete episode while I was at Dover Comic-Con in Dover, Delaware. That episode will be repeating this year. I will be making another episode of Dover Comic-Con. So it will happen again. But also this year, I'm planning to do at least CecilCon, which is the Maryland, Cecil County Comic-Con. So I will be there as well. There'll be some pretty cool stuff going on there, I hope. And I hope we don't get in trouble for filming, but we're going to figure this one out. Because, no, I'm doing all this without permission. I'm just kind of sneaking in there, filming or whatever. Honestly, half of Comic-Con was filmed. I'll show you this. Dover Comic-Con, half of it was filmed with this. It's a little Kodak Easy Share camera. Because it was incognito and easy sneak around. However, it's very much not up to par enough to keep recording like that. The other half of it was recorded with this, which is my cell phone. So my goals is April is CecilCon. If I can pull it off, I don't know if I can. I'm trying to purchase a digital camcorder, and that way then I have a dedicated piece of equipment to be able to go out and do these cons. Because like I said, this year I'm at least planning to do Cecil Comic-Con. We're doing Dover Comic-Con. Next year it's going to be a surprise. I'm not going to say anything about it yet, but we're going to one of the larger cons next year, as well as we will do Cecil and Dover, because Cecil's cheap, Dover's free, and possibly even a 4th con next year. We will see what goes on. So that's the first announcement. So if you guys can donate anything, it's for the greater good of the show. It'll allow me to be able to get off some of the free programs I've been using to record, like to purchase an XSplit account, be able to buy more filters for HitFilm, which is the software I use to edit. Upgrade equipment as I need to upgrade it and as I can upgrade it. just to help pay for this stuff, because this con I'm going to is going to cost quite a bit of cash, unfortunately, next year. Cecil Con, that's nothing. It's $5 to get in. I'm not even worried about that. Dover Comic Con is just going to cost me gas to go down to Dover, because as everyone knows, I used to live in Dover. I moved. However, both of those cons are going to happen this year. There will be episodes recorded from those ones. So we've covered a contest. We've covered Patreon. We've covered a couple of the other things, what we're planning to do. Another big announcement is it's not definite yet. Okay, I'm working on this. However, I may be bringing in a co-host to help me out with the show load. She will be, I'm already talking, and she has interest in it. I'm not saying anything else. You guys will find out at the Cecil Con episode exactly who and, whether or not this is even going to happen or not. But I have really strong feeling it will happen. So other than that, so I have that going on, I've got, I'm trying to bring in a new co-host as well. So sometimes maybe she might film an episode and I might take a week off once in a while, or vice versa. We are moving back to the weekly published schedule. I remember before when I announced on a live video that I was rolling back to every other week because of the Dystopian Archives. However, due to a couple of unforeseen small issues, I'm changing some stuff around and I'm reworking a couple things. And Dystopian Archives is still going to happen, but it's going to be published under, that trans geek girl, if that makes sense. So while the intro you guys previewed will still be the intro for that show, it'll be a segmented show where it will replace for that week. It'll now be pretty much That Trans Geek Girl presents the Dystopian Archives. And it will replace that episode for the week. So in other words, if I publish a Dystopian Archives episode, that will take over for my header show, which is That Trans Geek Girl. So I hope that makes sense. I should be starting that one hopefully by the end of April at this point. It's just been time, and I have to start writing episodes, things of that sort. It takes time. This stuff all takes time. And especially when you're working a full-time job, balancing bills, a life, things of that nature, it gets kind of difficult sometimes to be able to keep on top of everything. So if I skip a week here or there, I do apologize. It's just life caught up with me that week, so to speak. So other than that, final thing I want to talk about was a kind of a serious announcement that the head of Realm of the Mist put out yesterday, which was our flagship show, so to speak, which is Breaking the Fourth Wall. What actually just published their final episode. That show is officially being retired in almost all aspects except for like the live show appearances that we do as Realm of the Mist. For many of those who's been following me for a long time knows that's where I started, was on Breaking the Fourth Wall. Back almost 2 years ago now. I believe it was like the end of 2016. And I started at that point, and I stayed with them until around about August of last year. And due to some unforeseen personal situation that developed, I had to leave the show. I also, at that point, if everyone remembers, I had to kind of furlough my own show. And the only thing I really kept going, and even that was a struggle, was Eclectica, which was my radio show at the time, which is my final announcement, which I was going to get that because happy, happy, sad, happy. But however, like I said, they have officially ended the series. And honestly, he was talking about it because we do have it. We talk often. We talk all the time in group. We have a group chat on Facebook. We talk. We half the time it's like inherent bullcrap, but it's still, we're a family. Even though sometimes you know how it is with family. Some days you love them, some days you want to literally kill them. But it's kind of how it is with this group. We have a definite diverse group of people, and it's fun. But as I was saying, their final episode, and it really kind of hit me weird when I watched the episode. You can see it was a sad episode because it was the last episode. Like I said, I got my start on this show. So I started on Breaking the Fourth Wall. It was just an audio podcast for the first few messages. And we started talking because at the time it was myself, Eric Batista Sr., and Chris Dolly. And we started talking about how to improve the show. Our first step was to try to improve the audio because if you listen to like the first episodes of Breaking the Fourth Wall, the audio was god awful. So we brainstormed, I messed around with a bunch of stuff, being tech savvy like I am. I came up with a more concrete, why is my finger looking out? Whatever. More concrete way of recording audio. And then eventually I figured out processes to capture our video because all of us were calling in from Skype because of, distances and everything else. So we can all take a part of it. Because at the time I was living in Felton, Delaware, which is about 2.5 hours south of Philadelphia. Eric and Chris both live in Philadelphia area. And it was just easier to do it this way because it would be ungodly price-wise for me to drive up there all the time. And at that point, then we brought in Matt Cruz, who lives in the Dover area. Then Kristen comes in, which I believe she lives in Kansas. Brian Miller came in, which is also another Kansas resident. Mario came in as well on episodes where he lives in California, and Mark even sat in for a few episodes as well. I mean, it was really a show that all of us had a part of and we all had a stake in. And the fact to see it gone it's kind of like an eye-opener. I understand why he did it. It's getting hard to do that show, especially with the turbulence and everything else that's going on. So I do completely understand it. It's just kind of, it took, like, I knew it was coming, but it was at the same time, it was like, oh wow. So anyway, as I posted a chat, it was like Godspeed, Breaking the Fourth Wall. And I say that again here. So now for the final announcement. This is actually in process of happening, starting, as everyone know, I host a radio show on radiocastfm.com. It was called Eclectica. I say was because last week was my final show under that name. So I'm still doing radio DJ work. I am still a radio DJ. Eclectica really didn't fit, in my opinion, the spirit of Radiocast. So I made this executive decision, and I talked to the station manager, Dave, who's the greatest guy. He's like a great guy to talk to. I mean, very nice, very accommodating. And, we talked about it for a minute, and at that point, my new show, which I've been thinking about doing for a while, was official, which will be airing this Sunday. So today's Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, a couple days from now, 9 p.m. Eastern on radiocastfm.com. Link will also be in the comments. So you guys can catch that show, which the new show will be called 90s Revolution, which will be a complete 90s show, which anyone knows my music tastes anyway. Like, I love the 90s. I love 90s music. So the show will keep going along. Like I said, nothing on this aspect is changing. I just wanted to make this video to update everyone on all the changes on my shows or show. Also, I could in the future at some point, because I have done gameplays through Press A Gaming. I have done gameplays as exclusive channel content. It's really hard to get anyone to watch gameplays because of the linearity of it all, and no one really cares. Goddamn phone. Because of any linearity, or unless it's a brand new game that just came out, no one cares. or some weird thing you're doing that no one else can figure out, or it's very hard to figure out, you're not going to get any views on it. So I stay away from that at this point for the most part. But in the future, I could bring in some more gameplays. Like I did one about a month ago or so. I did because it came out in December. I didn't know it came out in December. I'm a huge Five Nights at Freddy's fan. And I decided to do a playthrough, or at least a intro playthrough of the new Five Nights at Freddy's game, FNAF 6, which is Freddy Fazbear's Pizzeria Simulator, which was built like a simulator, but had aspects of Five Nights at Freddy's. And if anyone watches that video, in fact, you should go back and find that video and watch it, you will see that there was a couple points where, there was one point, especially at the end, where I jumped. I mean, it scared the crap out of me. So I could be doing more video game playthroughs in the future. That's not marked out right now, but as of right now, my concentration and my dedication is to this show right here. And granted, yeah, I'm probably not the most entertaining person you'd ever want to watch. I'm not the prettiest. I'm not okay, I'm probably not even I'm not even the most informed, but I do what I love. And that is really the most important thing of life, is to do what you love. And I hope one day I can get this to take off fully. And, and I'm doing what I can on my end, but I do need your help as well. Remember to, when you find my videos, remember to like them. Maybe just, remember to subscribe. Remember to comment on them. Interaction, guys, is the best way for me to bring you episodes you like as well. I'm going to say that for the record. I know people watch the videos. Every time I look at my YouTube, I have X amount of views. It might even be for a couple minutes or whatever else, but I still have views. I have unique views on Facebook when I upload to Facebook. Like I said, I do a dual upload now, for the reasons being is that there are some issues going on with YouTube, which I'm not really going into right now, but it's making it harder for smaller smaller channels like mine to grow. So I've opted to do Facebook as well, for the pure reason that, just to try to help grow the show and grow the channel and try to bring my show and my love to as many people as I can. And once again, I can't do this without your help. On Facebook, when you see me post a video, if you like the video, share it. Like it. Comment on it, please. I'm always asking people to comment on certain things because it helps us out immensely in here. If I say, if you guys, post up and like, so what do you guys think about this in the comments? Okay, yeah, let's do that. That's a good idea. It's a bad idea. It engages people, and that's what I'm looking to do. So that's really about it. Just meant to be a short episode and end up going on for almost 20 minutes, but we had a lot to cover. So just a quick summary, and then I'm going to let you guys get back to your life. So we were doing cons, two cons this year at least. Next year, we're planning on 3 to 4. Following year, we'll see what happens as everything goes. We might be bringing in a new co-host. You guys will find that out in April. I'm keeping that one suspenseful, so maybe I'm trying to get some canon for Cecil Con. Yeah, I know I need to do my nails badly. Also, like I said, Breaking the Fourth Wall is a show that most of us got our podcasting started, is retired as of yesterday, which is just, heartbreaking. And last but not least, that Eclectica is also no more, but it's been replaced with 90s Revolution, and we'll see how that goes. So that's really everything I have for you guys. Please remember, anytime you guys, one more thing I will say, you guys have ideas what you want to see as well. I'm always open to ideas. Drop me a message through, through the Christina Talley page. Drop a message on Patreon. Drop a comment, or I don't know if you can actually get messages on YouTube, but drop it in the comments. Like, hey, I think it'd be really cool if you do this. If you cover this. I think it'd be really cool if you did this. Please, it helps us out and helps us bring you content you'd actually want to watch. And I think that's the most important thing. I can hash all my fandoms all day long, and believe me, I have a lot of them. If you look behind me, just alone, I have a Ruby poster, I have a Helsing poster, which is right there, somewhere there. That's a cool picture, but I have a BB-8 sign above that. Actually, you can't see it, but I have the Last Jedi promotional poster from Fandango above the door. On the other door, the one you can't see, it's a reprint of the Reefer Madness poster because the movie is so ridiculous propaganda that it's actually funny. Other than that, I'm a huge anime fan. I'm a huge everything. But if you guys say, hey, you know something? I think you should do a whole episode on, just saying off the top of my head, on Ruby. You should tell us how you feel about, season 5 of Ruby. You should tell us this. You should say this. You should say that. And I'll make it happen. If it's possible, I will make it happen. You should go, talk to these people and do an interview with these people. Hey, I'm so-and-so. I'm into this fandom. I would love to do an interview with you. That's fine, too. I'm always looking for people to do interviews with. My next episode, next week, it's planned. It's going to be an interview. I love doing interviews. I did an interview last week with, it was actually more of a discussion with Suniko, who was the Facebook Live winner. So there's a lot of good stuff going on. There's a lot of things which I'm working towards to improve the show. And we just need your help. Thank you.